Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Ride MTNPig. This board features Ride's directional hybrid camber, basically directional cam rocker. Rocker in the nose, pretty much camber throughout the rest of the board. This is going to give you that load, pop, snap, and drive of traditional camber underfoot, but you're going to get that ease of entry in and out of turns from that rocker, as well as more optimal powder float. This board is available in 155, 159, 160 wide, 162, and 164 wide. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin on a sunny blue sky day with low to moderate winds. There was chop, chunder, ice, and some hero snow in spots, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. So first and foremost, this board is stiff. I mean, that's just a given for what this board is. And it is a full directional flex, obviously, if you look at it. So softer nose progressively stiffening up to the tail, where things get a little weird in the tail. If you're flat base, the tail will be stiff. If you're on edge, due to this split tail that's back there, it gets a little bit looser. There is some torsional flex to this board. It's not abundant. You barely notice it. You're just not doing a lot of ankle steering with it. And when it comes to stability, pretty much the only spot that really gets chatter is the nose, and you feel it more on the outside of the front foot. But after that, it just becomes smooth sailing. This board is very damp yet still lively, which is nice because it doesn't feel like you're getting bucked around and that you can push through everything. So the nice thing with this board is that it's damp yet lively, which basically means you're not going to get bucked around in rutted out terrain, but it doesn't feel like you're riding a dead turd. So here's the thing with this board. It has snap. You load that camber section up, push it into the tail, and it wants to rebound. It's very reactive. It's going to boost you. This is a board that you get double out what you put in. So if you give it a mellow load, you're still getting more. You put an aggressive load, you're going to the moon. This is a board that if there's a bunch of skiers standing around in the middle of the run by a slow sign or a rest area, you pop with this thing and sail past it, stare into their old, cold, dead eyes, and you let them know that death's sweet embrace is coming, and then you spray their progeny that are in your landing. That's what this board is like. It's aggressive. Even with that split tail, it still manages to have a ton of pop out of it. Yeah, you want to butter on this thing? I don't know why I wouldn't. Just go fast and spray people instead. That's the best advice I can give you with this thing. Carving is what this board is made for. It's got a smooth and fluid engagement right off that front foot. A lot of that is due in part to that rocker. And then from inside that front foot back through the tail, that roll-in construction with the slim wall takes over. It grips. You're laying trenches on this thing. The nice thing is there's not a lot of torsional flex. You're not ankle steering. You're center flexing that board from inside that camber point back through the tail. You want to do a long swooping carve? Go for it. You want to lay a trench? Go for it. You want to do a tight, quick setup turn? Go for it. This board wants to go fast and be on edge. It's when you're going slower that you notice that you might have to finesse it a little bit more, but it doesn't hold you back. This is a board for just crushing everything in your path when you're on edge. Oh my God, I can't mention that enough. This board just wants to lock in. When I did my first hard carve on this board, I was like, wow, that's different. And it's awesome. Who's this board for? The hard-charging Freerider. Okay, so I've always had a love-hate relationship with this board, bordering more on the hate side of things, but adding the split tail off the old Ride alter ego, that rolling construction with the slim wall, it changes everything. This board's dynamic of how it turns and how it rides is so different. Would this be a daily driver for me? No, this would be something I'd maybe ride like 10 times a year for me personally. But if you want to charge and not worry about anything, go for it. You're riding heavy pow and you need something to chunder bust, go for it. This is something you don't have to worry about. I really like the direction that this is going in compared to the last versions. This really stood out to me as being a really solid Freeride board. It's not going to be for everyone. In fact, I think most of the people that are probably watching this will never buy it. But for those that understand what this is capable of, they're going to love it. Comparable boards: the Nitro Pantera, the K2 Alchemist, the Jones Aviator 2.0. Binding recommendations: the Ride A10, the Now Drives, the Rome Cleavers. This has been my review of the Ride MTNPig. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.